Bernie, here's the question. Are we running out of time? You're trying to process these lawsuits. Rudy's in charge of that, the overall head of that and the strategist for that. You've got these state legislatures. You've got investigations. Monday, we're essentially a week out, 8 days out from the safe harbor, and 14 days or 15 days out from really the stake in the ground, which is the Electoral College has to meet in the state capitals. Right now, in moving all these forward as quickly as you can, are you guys just going to run out? Is you going to run out of runway?
Well, listen, we hope not to, but it is. I can tell you, it's overwhelming. I mean, the people here are doing 16, 18 hours a day. The investigators, the tech guys, and we're bringing them in from different places to go through the numbers. That's a task in itself. The depositions or affidavits that we're taking, I think there were some 240 for Pennsylvania alone. It's a task, and it's difficult. But you know what, Steve? We don't have a choice. Nobody has a choice here. This has to be done, and whether we do it by numbers, whether we do it by legislators, we do it by the courts. This has got to get resolved, and it's got to get resolved where every legal vote counts. The illegal votes get thrown out, and I'm going to say this: I predict, or I think, Donald Trump won by millions of votes over what's reported in the biggest landslide of presidential history.
Bernie, I want to go to a technical aspect of this. Sidney Powell has this lawsuit, which I call kind of the free option because it's a broader conspiracy with the CCP and other bad actors, and it gets down to this company and the software, et cetera. You and Rudy are moving forward on a state-by-state basis, and maybe across states, but it's to really prove something so that electors either in competition or can't be seated by the 14th, so that gets kicked into the House of Representatives, and we fight this out in January. But to go back to the core of that argument, besides the basic ballot stuffing we've seen in other areas or in these states, to go back to these machines, the question I think immediately is, don't you have, and you were police commissioner in New York City, if you guys have not been able to produce enough probable cause from what you know now, what Sidney Powell knows, to have a local district attorney, a state's attorney general, and I look down here, I see some Republicans, or a guy like Bill McSwain, I think it is in Philadelphia, U.S. attorney. Forget if Barr and these guys are passive. In your mind, do you have enough probable cause to go in and seize some of these machines? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, the way that they're kind of set up, if he sees a couple of machines and start going through them, the particulars of those machines will spread out into the entire situation. So, Mr. Police Commissioner, given that you've been grinding this, and this is not, some guys got these wild, the Martians and all this, you're as practical as you get about what can actually go into a courtroom. So, Mr. Police Commissioner, do we have enough probable cause to go seize these machines now? And if we don't, why don't we?
Well, I think one of the big problems here is the lack of courage by a number of people out there, whether it's legislators and district attorneys or U.S. attorneys. But I will tell you this, Steve, and I don't want to break news here, but I will tell you, I'm extremely confident that by Monday or Tuesday, we will have probable cause to go after a number of machines. And that will be based on, let me just keep it there. I'm pretty confident by Monday or Tuesday, we'll have PC.
Do you believe in your mind that they could wipe these machines before you did that? Or are you comfortable that you would be able to tell that? So knowing that it would take till Monday to do it and people would move afterwards.
Yeah, that could be a problem, but I can tell you, the people that we have, the forensic scientists and the examiners, even if they try to wipe them, there's a really good chance we can get what's on there off. And I will also say this, Steve. We have people coming forward now that work in the election commissions committees that have come forward to tell us there were things that happened on those machines that they grabbed or they have access to or they captured or they photoed that can be extremely helpful. So that's a part of the process as well.
Yeah, you definitely broke news. So you think you have probable cause by Monday. Bernie, Kerik, I want to thank you, and I think the American people want to thank you for the team. And people don't understand, you guys are working 18, 20 hours a day through Thanksgiving every day, grinding on very limited resources and just doing an incredible job under intense scrutiny and time pressure. So I want to speak for the people here in our audience and say thank you so much for what you're doing to assist America's mayor, the one and only Rudy Giuliani, and the President of the United States and the American Republic.
Thanks, Steve.